Let me introduce you to the weirdest camera shop that I've ever been to, with a very interesting concept. You're wondering what that might be? Well, in today's video you're going to find out. I'm in the Kingdom of Thailand, and the place I'm going to show you today is a well-kept secret that not many people visiting the country know about. Getting here is fairly easy. You take the SkyTrain to BTS station Samrong, and from there it is a 10 minutes walk, and if you are lucky, it isn't raining like on the day I went there. The camera shop is located in one of the warehouses right next to the main road. When you come in, you'll be asked to put your camera bag or backpack on this shelf in order to prevent you from stealing one of the crown jewels found in this place. Welcome to Lucky Home Camera. Make no mistake, this place is no ordinary camera shop. I was taken by surprise when I found out, and you'll be too, but more on that later on in the video. What strikes you immediately is that this place is filled with shelf after shelf full of beat up cameras that have witnessed the passage of time. If this does not awake the Indiana Jones in you, then I don't know what will. I mean, this place is full of potential treasures, or maybe rather full of garbage. Let's find out. Most of you are probably familiar with regular camera shops for new cameras or also vintage ones. If a camera is used, and even if it is really old, they are usually in rather good condition, have been CLA'd, or at least are in working order. Thus, the cameras often come at a premium price. You get what you pay for, so to speak. But here, things are a little different. I highly doubt that any of the cameras you will see during the video have been tested, and surely they don't come with any sort of warranty. But there is the possibility to come across a diamond in the rough for only a small amount of money. But surely not those you can see here right now. Nonetheless, the place is very interesting because you can find all sorts of mostly analog cameras, some of which I've never seen anywhere else before. However, you will of course also come across the ordinary SLRs or very common fixed lens rangefinder cameras from back in the day. According to the staff working here, the cameras come from various places in Asia, and they could probably tell us some unbelievable stories, but unfortunately they cannot speak, at least they are not talking to me. So here we have a Nikon F80. This for 600 baht would be really good. The problem is, if you look inside here, the shutter has been busted. So yeah, not really working. Not going to pick this up. Otherwise, this would be a stellar deal. By the way, if you like old film cameras, check out my street photography zines with photos taken from around the world, shot with my almost 40-year-old Leica M6. And this particular one with the legendary Hasselblad X-Pan. Okay, I think I found my personal favorite camera here. Look at this, guys. This camera must have had a hard life just by the looks of it. It looks pretty rugged though, and I have no idea what model it is. If you know, let us know in the comments below the video. It's not just about the cameras here, it's also about the experience. Exploring these dusty shelves feels like a journey through time. Even if you don't buy anything, it's still fun to mess around with all the toys they have in here. Over the course of the day, this place heats up, and suddenly the fan in the back can become your best friend, at least for a few minutes. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so much stuff here. It's unbelievable. You could probably spend hours in here. We're not gonna do that because it's pretty hot, but yeah, that's an amazing place. If you ever come to Bangkok and you like film cameras, you should come here. Even if you don't find anything, it's very interesting, and you can just play around and mess around with the cameras in here. People are very nice. Nobody's saying anything about me filming in here. So, and there's a chap in here from Canada. and he has 2 baskets full of cameras, so he's on a massive shopping spree.
Instagram, vintagecameras.ca. I'm not huge like him, but I'm selling in Canada, I'm shipping from here, and point and shoots, I think, are the way to go for me to sell.
After looking around for a bit, I found a camera I was interested in, but there was only a slight problem. The door for the battery compartment was missing, so my mission became looking for a fitting battery door. Looks like the back is missing, so it's not working. It's pretty much guaranteed. I found something very interesting. It's already falling apart. It's a Mamiya. It's not a Mamiya 7. It's even better than that. It's a Mamiya 8. Check this out. Mamiya 8. This is what you want. A quick Google search revealed that the Mamiya 8 is actually an 8mm film camera, which is pretty cool, and I had no idea that such a thing even exists. So here it really seems like that people are buying in bulk. So they're not buying just one camera, they're buying a whole lot of cameras. And that's not me, because I just want to buy one camera today, and yes. But I need to find the battery door, and then we'll buy it and see if it works. And I will let you know later on the video. At the end of the video, we'll let you know if it works or not. So. There's probably 2 things you're wondering about. First of all, is the camera working? And what is this weird concept about this camera shop? What's so different about this? So let's address these 2 things. Alright, so is the camera working? Maybe you remember it was missing the battery door here. Well, I tried to find another one, but I did not succeed. So there was not a second camera that had a battery door. They had 2 more, I think, but also the battery door was missing. However, a few days before filming the video, I had been there before and I picked up this camera. It might look very familiar, but in fact it is a different version of the camera, because it has a 28mm lens instead of a 35. And on top of that, it has different shooting modes. One very useful mode is a +2 EV mode, which is nice in order to overexpose the film, and also it has a panorama mode. And after shooting some test frames, it turned out that the camera works flawlessly. The second good news is that the battery door also fits on the 35mm version. Finally, I was able to give the camera a try, and unfortunately the flash isn't working, but everything else works like a charm. Wait until you hear the price, because that totally makes up for the broken flash. If you have seen the video from the Tomatina festival in Spain, the camera might look familiar to you. Well, the 28mm version is pretty much the same one as the one I used back then, except the pano mode. The Konica Gemba Kentoku cameras are pretty much waterproof and extremely rugged and perfect for extreme shooting environments. Like Songkran, Thailand's water festival. Talking about that, there's only 1 spot left for my upcoming street photography workshop here in Bangkok in April. I'll happily borrow you the camera if you want to come and give it a try. Check out my website for more information, you'll find a link in the video description. So, what's so special about the camera shop? Well, usually when you go to a camera shop, the prices are fixed. Basically, you want to buy a camera and has a certain price, you pay the price, then you buy the camera. But the thing is, in this place, it's a little bit different, because how it works is, every camera has the same price. It's basically 1,000 baht, which is already maybe a good deal, depending on what camera it is. In that place, you might be able to find a Hasselblad or a Leica or maybe a Rolleiflex. It's very unlikely, but in theory it could happen. So, when I bought the camera, it was a little bit different, because it was 70% off. Because how it works is, after maybe 1 or 2 weeks, every single camera costing 1,000 baht, they reduce the price. Every day they go down 10%. They start 10% off, 20% off, 30%. And when I was there and I bought the camera, it was 70% off. That's why I paid 300 baht, which is pretty good considering the condition of the camera, and even without the flash working, it's still a pretty good deal. However, when I bought the 28mm version a few days earlier, I paid 600 baht, which is still very good if you consider how much they go on eBay for. So it's still a pretty good price. But of course, you could wait a little bit longer and then you can get it for maybe 90% off. However, I would assume that the best cameras are gone by then. Now, what happens after 90% off? I was told that they sell in bulk. Basically, you can buy 1 kilo of camera for 50 baht, which is basically $2 or less than $2, which is pretty crazy to think about. But this is how it works. And when they have got rid of all the stock, they close down the place and they restock. And at one point, they will reopen the place. And it might not be the same warehouse. It might be the one next to it. So they are even changing the warehouse, which is a very interesting concept. But this is how it works. And I think it's actually pretty cool. And if you live in Bangkok or you're close to Bangkok, that might be worth going there once in a while and maybe get lucky and you find something very interesting.
If you want to know what it's like buying film cameras in Singapore, check out this video.